gentlemen, welcome to the Debate Show, the first ever debate show featuring amateur debaters arguing controversial and real-life topics. My name is Sobi, and I'll be your host for the first ever debate show. Let's see what's gonna be our topic in this episode, and then after, I will introduce our fighters on the pro and contra side. Oh my god, I have a feeling this is gonna cause some real arguments. Climate change, is it fake or real? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get to know our debaters. On the pro side, please welcome Becky. And on the con side, please welcome Evelyn. Hey guys, welcome to the show. How are you feeling today?
Whew, that was tough. Thank you. How are you, Pekka?
I'm doing fine today. What about you?
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous. It's a tough topic for me. I'm not so familiar with climate change, to be honest.
Yeah, if you're on the wrong side, then I can understand. Yeah.
But before we start our debate, I thought that maybe I could introduce why are we here? Like, why did we dream about this debate show? And it has two very simple reasons why I kind of wanted to always debate. It's not just because I love it, but also because I think that from today's world, these kind of argumentation skills are really missing, or from the people. You know, people love arguing on emotions, but they don't really have like any preparations or facts behind it. And the second reason is because I wanted to just debate on controversial topics that kind of spark discussions in people, and maybe that they gain some new perspectives to their lives.
Yeah.
So that's why
Sounds
we're here. Good. So what do you say? Should we start our first debate?
Sounds awesome. Yes, let's do this.
Okay, let's do it.
I don't think climate change is real. It isn't real. Take a look, in what country are we? We are in Finland, known as the country of cold winters. And every year still, we have these cold-ass winters. And the summers are not getting that much warmer also. My grandmother, she's 80 plus years old, she tells me about the winter of 1974, when it was plus 10 degrees on Christmas. She was picking butterflowers. People talk about rising sea levels, where I've been many times in Holland, and there you can see that you walk on the dike. The Netherlands is here, that's why it's called the Netherlands, and you can see the sea level is higher. Nevertheless, you see no one working on the dikes. No one. Why, if they're so afraid of rising sea level, why is not anyone? Because they're not rising. Why? Because they talk about melting ice caps. Yes, ice caps melt during the summer, and in the winter when it gets cold again, they freeze again. There is this perfect balance everywhere. It's just nature how it works. Climate change, yes. During 1 year, the climate changes. And we call them the 4 seasons. Summer, autumn, winter, spring. Too much CO2 in the air. Too much. It's estimated that only 0.04% of the atmosphere consists of CO2, carbon dioxide. And plants love it. They grow on it. They take the CO2 and turn it into sugars, glucose, and everything. And their byproduct, something that they don't need for themselves, except for during the night, is oxygen. And the more CO2 in the air, the more photosynthesis can happen, the better for us people. Show me, where is the climate change? The climate change is just a scheme by governments to control us people. Like a religion. There is this like climate gods are angry at us or something. But show me, where is the climate change? Again, look outside. It's cold, it's autumn. Cold as every year. Yes, and some years are colder and some years are warmer. It has always been like that, like with the example of my grandmother. 2008 also, another example. Have you been here in Finland in 2008? It was warm, It was plus 0 degrees, minus 0, there was not really snowfall. People were not ice skating. The next 4 or 5 years, every winter, this pack of snow. and cold for 2-3 months at least, -20, bam, bam, bam. Show me the climate change. I don't see it.
Thank you, Pekka, for your points. I respect your opinion, but I completely disagree with them. Our climate is changing, and there's clear evidence about it. Not just in sea level rises, but there's clear evidence in, for example, changes in bird migration patterns or changes in rainfall and weather patterns. And I would also like to talk about humans. That since the start of the Industrial Revolution, which was about 150 years ago, humans started a lot of harmful activities, such as a lot of factories were built, transportation, and all these activities contribute to the production of greenhouse gases, which is harmful for the environment, and they contribute to climate change. So there's clear evidence about the existence of climate change. And for your point about your grandmother and about you seeing the weather changes, there is numerous studies that climate change cannot be observed with your eyes. It's a lot bigger than that. It's a global thing that has been happening for many years.
Birds and weather patterns. What are you talking about? Like, Evelyn, like, thank you for your comments, but what are you talking about? Yes, like, you went last year to Spain, yeah? Next year you're going to Hungary on vacation. Why should it be any different for birds? They go different places. They're curious animals also. Weather patterns, like I said, yes, the weather changes every day. We have a little bit different weather. That's just the cycle, you know. We're not exactly the same amount of distance from the sun every year also. These are totally natural phenomena. They don't contribute, but where? Show me again where. You're saying also stuff here, yeah, since 150 years ago, greenhouse gases started to go up. 0.04% of the atmosphere consists of CO2. There's just gonna become a little more into it, and so what? And like said, it's good for the plants, it's good for nature, it's good for us. There is nothing here, there is nothing concrete you're saying that proves that climate change is happening. Yes, weather and patterns, they change every year. 1974, we had a warm winter. A couple of winters after that, it was cold. And then you get warm winters again and cold summers and everything. That's just how it goes.
Thank you, Pekka, for your opinions. What do I mean by bird migration patterns have been changing? Let's say storks. They love to live in warm places. But over the course of the years, they don't migrate to those warm places anymore because they're getting too warm. So these are the kind of changes I've been talking about. And about you saying that climate change is good for us, we are now not arguing about whether it's good for us or not, but we are arguing about its existence. And I don't know if you learned about slavery, but these were the same hollow arguments introduced back then that what you are right now saying, that climate change is good for us. And look how it turned out. So please just take this into consideration when you're talking about climate change. And I also would like to ask you if you know about the biggest oil and gas companies, for example, BP. They invest yearly around $200 million into climate change lobbying, which means that they are trying to stop or slow down certain policies being created against climate change. So they try to kind of discredit those people who say that climate change is bad, and they also at the same time invest money into positioning themselves into climate change experts. So if climate change would not exist, why would they do this? Why would they invest so much money into it?
Thank you, Evelyn, for your answer. But here's the thing. Why do they invest billions and millions of dollars? These are oil companies, yeah? So they are interested in their business into keeping pumping up oil, in providing energy for the planet. Why do they invest in this lobbying against climate change? Because they know that it's not true. That's exactly the reason. You said it yourself. 200 millions of euros are being used. Exactly because they know that it's not true, that there is nothing going on. Again, 0.0% of CO2 in the atmosphere. It's nothing. And that's only the cap there. Yeah? There is in no way ever in this world. 21% is oxygen. 21%. There's no way in this world these levels are gonna go away because these companies are pumping too much in the air. There's no problem. It is only good for humanity again.
Thanks, Pekka. Once again, the question here is not whether climate change is bad for us or not. It's whether it exists or not. And I think the past 150 years has provided clear evidence on climate change, that it is indeed exists. And I think there is no way to deny that. And I would also think that the fundamental question here is that why do we allow people in power and people with money to delay saving our planet? And I think that is my closing for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Evelyn. Once again, I am very aware of what this debate is about. And that is, climate change is not real. You're saying the last 150-year evidence, where? Show me the evidence. There is absolutely no evidence, yeah? We humans, we perceive the world through us. Well, take a look around. Has your life changed, yeah? Has your grandmother been talking about how things are changing? Closing point, and again, they are against, yeah, the leftist, this yucky leftist, greenist indoctrination, yeah? Just because from little toddlers on, your teacher has been telling you, oh, climate change is happening. You've just been listening to other people. You have no evidence at yourself. You're not thinking critically enough yourself. These oil companies, they're not trying to delay anything. They're trying to avoid that the wrong people, that the bad people are getting in the wrong position and using the money that is going against humanity, against food production, against pumping of oil. These things that we build our economies on, our whole lives on. Everything is made of oil.
The debate is over. Thank you for Evelyn and Becky. Now, who do you think won this argument? But more importantly, is climate change fake or real? What do you think?